I got a gimbal here today. And that's not just the coolest part about it, but check this out. Got a little light here that goes with it and magnets. That's awesome. Not only on the top, but on the bottom. And they got these like cute little colors. And just magnetized right to the top too. That is cool. That's cool. Magnets. What's up guys, if you're new here, my name is Paul and I run a channel that inspires other creators that your future is whatever you make it. I do that through gear reviews, tutorials, and today I'm going over a product I never really thought I'd own or even review, which is a smartphone gimbal. And it's kind of funny, right, because phones are pretty darn stable these days. I mean, do you really need a gimbal for your phone? No, but there are some really great use cases for these particular things. And I'm going to go over a few of that today. There's my favorite feature on this thing. You'll listen to stay tuned. It's really cool. I'm actually probably going to do a dedicated video for it. This is the Zhiyun 5S. And they had a 5, and the biggest difference between the 5 and the 5S is that the 5S has a little bit more power. So the motors can hold a lot more heavier phone setups. And the 5S also has, they added this light directly on the gimbal. So the 5 did not have this light, but they were cool and still included this magnetic light, so you still magnetize it to the top and the bottom, which is really cool. And then they have these like little light colors. You got blue, orange, yellow, and like a red, but I don't really see myself using those, but it's cool. Maybe if you're doing like music videos and you just want some sort of colorful addition to these and you don't want to use external lights. And these things are bright, especially when you got two of them going. I thought I was gonna break it originally. There's only one locking, which is right here in the back, and you unlock it and it lets the gimbal spin around, all right? And then the rest of it, you just literally just put some force, push, and that snaps out, and push, and this one snaps out. So there's no, auto locking or anything like that. When you're setting this up for the first time, I would face the gimbal controls towards you, face this little arm out on your right side, and let the Zhiyun logo kind of face you. So you got it kind of like looking like this, and then you'll just take your phone and slide it in like so, and then boom, then it's floppy like this. This is the easiest gimbal to balance. You just kind of loosen this little knob back here, and the gimbal will slide right to left. And you just pretty much try to center this thing like that, where it doesn't flop this way or flop this way. So I lock it down, and now for this one, see the phone tilts forward. So this part you push either up or down. And I'm pushing it down until it just stays level. It doesn't need to be perfect. This, like I said, the motors on this are very strong. And then once, you get to a spot where it doesn't fall over on you and it kind of stays, you can just leave it there. And if you don't get close enough, it's still strong, it's good. So once that happens, you just hold the power button down on the side, and whoop, and there you go. You got your phone gimbal set up. This thing has all kinds of modes and everything you can see on the back of the controller. Some gimbals, you can only see all the modes in the app. Like a lot of these newer ones that have a lot of the same features that are way small, have a lot of these features, but you don't have the controller, like be able to see it on the controller. I think it's very useful. And honestly, the size of this Smooth 5, like the Smooth 4, this is way more powerful. and the size has been reduced significantly, so it's not really awkward carrying this thing around at all in public. You got a mode button, which can switch between all your different modes. So you got PF, which is pan and follow, then you got L, which is lock, where it'll just keep that thing right in the center and won't move. It's messed me up a few times. I'm like trying to turn and it won't turn, it just stays right where it's at. I'm like, whoa, oh, it's in lock mode. Dummy. And then you got follow, which will follow you around, and then POV mode and vortex mode, which is just, you know, it's cool. It's a little gimmicky, you know. It's just where you get all those shots where it's like spinning, you know. It's cool. And if you ever want to get straight back to center, you can just double tap on this trigger button and the gimbal will recenter itself. If you're off to the side shooting something cool and you want to get it back centered, you just double tap and boom. And if you're going for like vlogging mode, whatever, you want it to face you, so you triple tap 1, 2, 3, and it'll turn around and look at me. That's cool. Anyway, let's not look at me anymore. And you triple tap again, and it goes back to looking straight. Boom. It also has the light button in the middle, so you press the light button, you hold it down, and the light should come on, which is really cool. If you have the additional light come on, you connect it to magnets, and that one will turn on. And then you just crank up the wheel on the back, and it goes really bright. But we'll just turn that back down. We don't want to blind you or anything like that, sorry. You just hold it down to turn the light off, which is super cool. You have an ISO button that you can hit to change your ISO. The app is the Cami app, and we'll go a little bit more into that in the future. But you also play your joystick, which you can, you know, turn and pan it up and down, and your record button. You could also hit the touchscreen, but I'd rather do it here while I'm doing all these moves, be able to hit start and stop recording right here. It makes it so much easier. And then you have this little dial here, where if you dial, this will zoom in and out. And if you press this little button back here, you can actually change it to for the dial to be where you can control the focus. It does seem pretty smooth, it's pretty accurate. However, I think this wheel, for me personally, is kind of gimmicky. I mean, when I go over my favorite feature of it, you'll kind of see why. Man, it's really windy out here today. All right, so one of the things I want to test on this new gimbal smartphone is it has a pano mode, and I'd like to take a pano shot of this little lake section right here, and we'll see how it does. I mean, it's a pretty cool little feature on the gimbal. The app is really intuitive. It's got a lot of different shooting modes, and so let's go over to pano right now and check it out. It's already set to pano mode. And I'm just going to press this little button down here to start it and let it do its thing. It's really windy out here today. Kind of makes me a little bit nervous with this rock not completely level, but you know, it's doing its thing. It's doing its thing. It's a nice, beautiful day out here today. Whew. Come on. And there, see, it finishes the pano. And now it's just generating it out for us. And we'll see what that thing looks like. And there we go. This thing just shot a really cool pano mode. And you could do that on a tripod, or you can find a spot kind of like I did here, or lay it on a rock or a flat surface or something, and just get really good, stable panos. And the gimbal will do all the work for you. All you gotta do is just, you know, press the capture button on here, or you can even touch the touchscreen if you want. But it's just a lot of cool features that you have for this nice little smartphone gimbal. I didn't think I was gonna like this thing as much as I did, but let's keep on going into some other features. Now, I told you that there is my favorite function of this gimbal, which is the tracking function. It is super cool. Well, this thing is super cool. This feature is tracking mode, and Ross, go get out of the shot. It's just super cool. I love that you can move around, and this thing just tracks you. The easiest way to get this thing to work that way is to just do like a peace sign, and it will it'll find you and just start tracking you. It is really neat, really cool. And it works great for content creators that are maybe by themselves and they only have their phone and they want something to be their camera person and follow you around. The trick is, right now I'm using the DJI wireless system and I have it plugged into the phone, and I changed it from built-in microphone to external microphone, which you can do in the app. And then once you do that, you have really good quality audio, not on your smartphone. And then you can like sit in front of the camera and get up and kind of like walk around, and this thing will just track me wherever I move and follow me. And you can have this on a table, you could have it like on a tripod. This is perfect for real estate agents that will maybe want to get really cool shots like this, but they want people to think they have a camera person, but really it's just smart AI, cool features just tracking. And then you can start and stop like the recording all just with little gestures, and you don't have to worry about having somebody behind the camera to start it. It's just really cool. I don't know. I love this feature. This is like my favorite feature. And as you can see, it's doing a great job of like following me around. I can't see the screen right now. I have no idea what it looks like. I just see the nice, iPhone cameras staring me down and following me around as I move around. And the gimbal is doing a great job.
If you're new to shooting with gimbals inside the CY Cami app, they have these little templates you can use, and it helps you frame shots and gives you shot suggestions. Also has royalty-free music in there, and you can make little things like this one here that I made with my son at the park.
'Cause I'm really in love with you. When I'm looking at pictures of you, I remember moments and my heart feels like you. You've been a big surprise. My soul now feels alive. And now I know the thrill to fall in love.
I'm actually giving this to my wife for real estate videos because I think that's probably the perfect use case scenario for this gimbal, is being able to quickly pull this out and shoot, regular content for your business or whatever, and quickly get it on social media. And, with stories going on, just crank this thing sideways and go into vertical mode and shoot that kind of stuff for social media reels and everything like that. That is just perfect. And then you have like just a beast of a setup on your phone to do it all quickly, quick access record buttons, and that tracking mode is amazing. One tip to the tracking mode is, well, I'm gonna do a full dedicated video to the tracking mode, so if you aren't already, subscribe and check out that video. I'll post it up here in the corner once I get that finished, but it's probably gonna be my next video because the tracking mode is just so useful. You can just highlight things, track them. Why waste time trying to get everything perfectly and move these dials around? And you could do that, but you could also just highlight your subject and track it and walk around, and it'll automatically tilt and pan and keep your subject in the center. I just gave away the tip. This gimbal surprised me. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I did, because the stabilization for phones is pretty stellar, but the tracking feature and being able to plug like a microphone into your camera and do that it's cool. That is so cool. And I'll have a video on that, so check it out. Do all the fun YouTube-y things, like, subscribe for more videos, and you guys know that I will see you in the future. It's already set up. It's already perfect. It's set up right for me. Yeah. My wife is yelling at me in the other room, and you can't hear it, but I'm surprised because she's freaking loud. Freaking loud. That woman can yell. Believe me, I know.